Hello ratbags, it's Jade. Welcome to an Assassin's Creed Valhalla guide. Today I'm going to take you through the 4 skill knowledge books that you can find in the first section of the game in Norway. If you want more special abilities, whether you're using ranged or melee attacks, then you need to go and find the books of knowledge scattered throughout the game. But it doesn't really tell you where they are unless you've got all the defaults on to show exactly where each book location is. So if you want more of a tips and little guide, then this video is going to show you where they are and what they do. Kicking off with some of the ones that you should find absolutely super easy in the beginning stages as long as you're following the missions. It's the Throwing Axe Fury. You'll be tasked with disrupting supply lines before you do your first proper raid and take on one of your first bosses at this location in Notfall. Go ahead and clear the location out, and once you've done that and got rid of all the enemies in this settlement, right at the very top of the settlement, just where this ladder is, you should see the faint orange glow. There's a little cave entrance along this way, and this is going to lead you to the first book of knowledge and your first skill point. Now you can see the entrance here. Just go along inside it and it shouldn't be too difficult to go in and grab what you need. You will need to scale the wall just on the right hand side, and then you'll be able to open the door from the inside once you're in.
From the other side.
Super simple, super easy, but you never know, you may have accidentally missed this as it's very early on in the game. This one's okay, again pretty much better if you're taking on multiple enemies, as it will fire a good few axe throws. Otherwise it will load up all its thrown axes into just one enemy. The next one is the Thorns of Slumber ability. You'll find it on this island on the left hand side of the settlement, pretty much all the way to the west. You'll come across a military post, and this is where you're going to find the next ability. It's locked in a chest inside that tower. There's also some other little bits of gold here as well, some resources, so well worth scoping this place out and getting rid of all the enemies.
Areas of limits.
I found the best way was to sneak in underneath these little sewer areas or underneath the fence posts or just here, and then dive into the bush, and pretty much you can drag and lure all the enemies to you and just assassinate them inside the bushes. So once you've cleared out the enemies, all you're doing is stealthily just get inside the tower, and you should find yourself a little staircase or ladder that you can go down. Not sure if I'm being special, but I find it really hard to smash stuff on the ground. It takes a good few hits. But yeah, go down a ladder, and this is going to be the ability. With it, you're going to be able to put enemies to sleep, more or less. So it's a pretty good, useful one. Again, more for stealth purposes. You'll mark out an enemy, and then when you shoot at him with an arrow after marking him out using the ability, it pretty much put them to sleep. And I'm guessing level 2 will put much stronger enemies to sleep as well. And simply because we are here, you can go ahead and get yourself some flaming pots or explosive oil jars, and you can throw it at this wall section here, and this will reveal the wealth contents underneath it. Now onto the third ability. Now this next one didn't pop up for me until a little while later when I was going back to Kyoto's fortress, and there's quite a few bits of stuff here. You'll also find one of the paper whispering flying trails, and there does appear to be, once you've completed them, get a treasure map as well. It gives you location of a treasure map. Anywho, you can see here on the location on the map, you're going to find the ability of Helheim. Stick to the northeast of the settlement alongside the cliffs, and eventually you will find a way up. You want to be aiming for the top of that waterfall, or the middle I should say, and there should be a little cave entrance. Now weirdly, when you start going into the cave, it says that this area is not ready yet. You're not meant to be going through this area. Maybe it's because I hadn't finished parts of the story yet, I'm not too sure. But here is the ability that would let me pick it up. And there you go, the Rage of Helheim. I haven't really mastered this yet, but pretty much it allows you to pummel to death any sort of enemy, so it'd be very good for really high level enemies. But yeah, clearly I need some more work on it. You've got to tap LB and RB at just the right time and do it in quick succession. And lastly for now, because it does look like you'll be returning to Norway once you're much higher level, some of the places weren't synchronising properly for me. But yeah, just as you go to Arekstead, pretty much one of the last set of missions before you make your way to England, you'll find a note, or you might even find the key in the pigsty, and this will lead you to a cellar that gives you the next ability. It's really not that hard to spot, just make sure you're obviously doing your eagle vision, and you should find it pretty easily when you're walking around the town. This has got pretty much neutral enemies, so they're really tough, high level, you won't be able to defeat them, they're like 280, but they'll leave you alone. They're not here to hurt you, they're simply just part of the story content, which I won't spoil too much, but you should be able to get this still reasonably easy. Slightly a little way away from the main house, you'll find these boulders being held up by netting. Shoot it and it'll open the way to the cellar down below. Climb through and then you can go ahead and use your key and get the fourth and I do believe final ability in Norway for now. This one is called the Mark of Death. Pretty much means you can mark enemies and send a flurry of arrows their way, so you may even be able to take on multiple enemies with just a few arrow shots. Works really well with the hunter bow, but not so much with the predator bow where it's more first person aiming, it just isn't as good. And that is it so far, all 4 abilities in the early stages. Don't miss out on them if you want to complete all of them or you just want to mess around and see which ones suit your style. If there's anything I've missed or you think I might have got something wrong, do let me know. As I said, we will be back to Norway it seems at some point once you've completed some activities in the main game, and it does look like there's maybe a side extra mission if you pre-ordered that you'll have to come back for too. Please do leave the video a like and go and check out the rest of my guides and tutorials for Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I'll be covering this in a big way over the next couple of weeks. Until next time, ratbags, I'll see you lot later.